G'day everybody, it's Dave from Wing Chun Mind Force. Another bus talk out by the beautiful river. And something that's been on my mind a lot is the palm strike. Now, people always think about punching. It's just written into our DNA that a fighter punches, a boxer punches, MMA punches, they get somebody down, they punch, punch, punch. In Wing Chun, we don't punch that much. Birdies are agreeing with me. If you think about it, Sigong Chu Shong Tin said, if something's repeated in the form, it means it's important. So at the start, we do one punch, don't we? You know, two punches. But then we do Tan Sao. And what's that? That's a palm strike. Comes back. Hook Sao. Palm strike. Back. We do it on the other side. And then right through the form, palm strikes. Palm strike. You know, sort of a whole Sao strike, but it also could become a palm strike. And on. It's just the palm and the energy in your palms. So what does that mean? It means that generally we think wrong. The fist, the punch, is reserved for the soft parts of the body. So it doesn't mean you can't palm strike the lower parts of the body, because we do that in the dummy a lot. The dummy's showing us ways to fight, so things that'll work in a fight. But when you think about it, there's not that many punches in our, right through all the forms, not many punches, it's all open-handed. Now I remember when I started in martial arts in the 70s, people were aware of this. It was considered to be a sort of a show-off kung fu-y sort of thing. You have, you know, Bruce Lee doing this sort of stuff, but without really saying it, people thought that that's not fair dinkum. You know, that can't be as powerful as a knuckle punch. But I can tell you that that's bullshit. And everybody knows, especially if they haven't got really gnarly workers' hands, that you hurt yourself when you punch somebody in the head. When you punch bone really hard, you tend to really bruise and skin your knuckles. If you hit somebody in the teeth, you can cut ligaments. You can do some pretty terrible damage to yourself as well as the other guy. Palm strike, however, it hits mega hard. You can hit, the first thing I was shown was, you know, 1 inch palm strike to the chin. Boom, just, you can knock somebody out. That's, you know, a good boxer knows a good straight to the chin shakes the brain that way, and that's what knocks people out. The beautiful thing about a palm strike is that with a punch, you sort of need to be exactly on target, whereas a palm strike, it's like a, you know, like a glove. It's a curved thing. And even if you slightly miss your target, you're still on the target. That's why, you know, when we work on the dummy, we're getting used to that, putting the force into the dummy's body, wherever we're doing it. The other thing is that it's really easy to do. I've showed you this before, but the thing Sigong Chu taught my teachers was that you don't think push from here, this comes up. This is, for me, it's sort of rudimentary thinking, but it's a great way into this. Up and then back. So it's like that, and like that. And it's super powerful. If you can stay relaxed, keep your joints loose and relaxed, it's just pow. Your body's this immovable thing. So that's the palm strike. And if you think about, I've talked a lot about the Sao, you know, from elbow to fingers, but the palm strike is just a consequence of the sow striking at that part with everything behind it, all the sow behind it. What people call elbow force sometimes, which it's a real thing, but I just think of the whole thing moving, and really the whole body. Being in there is the first important thing, to be always in there mentally, and then expressing that mass, boom, boom, boom. The last thing I'll leave you with about the palm strike is that legally in the West, and it's probably the same in the East, if you go to court about knocking some idiot down who's attacked you, and of course you're not the sort of person that starts fights and bullies people, but if somebody goes you and you have to defend yourself and you end up knocking him down, it looks a lot better to witnesses and to the judge if you say, oh, I was just pushing him away, you know, I was just going, leave me alone, you know, stop. It's, well, as soon as you do that, it looks like you're the aggressor. As soon as you start punching, most people's minds, oh, he was attacking that guy. Who hit first? I don't know, Your Honour. Just saw that guy punching. You do this, what do they remember? Oh, well, he seemed to be pushing the guy away. And they don't know how powerful our palm strike is. And I don't either. If I go to court, I'm going to say, well, I was just trying to push him away. Leave me alone. But that's the thing. It's really important, if you don't want to spend time in jail, pay huge fines, get a criminal record, and you have to defend yourself. This is a marvelous thing, because it's sort of a universal across all languages. It just looks like you don't want to fight. And that's pretty much how I fight. If I'm say, come on mate, I don't want to fight, but I'm on. I can feel the energy in my hands. I'm connected to him. I'm ready to go. If I'm like that, it just says, yeah, this guy's a thug, a pug, a boxer, kickboxer, MMA, whatever. He just wants to fight. So I'll leave it at that. Have a good week. Thanks for following my channel. Please subscribe. Hit that notifications bell so as you hear about my latest video. Please tell your friends. My channel deserves to get out there. I've got just over 1,000. I've been sitting on that for a long time. And there's lots of people out there with 1 million views who talk absolute BS about Kung Fu. And they subtly or not so subtly put down Wing Chun. And I'm a gentleman, but it pisses me off. And I want to grow this channel and have a voice and say, listen, this is the real thing. Let's talk about it. You know, I can demonstrate it to you. I'm not saying I'm going to go and pick a fight, because that's not my trip. I'm not a bully. But we deserve to be heard. The internal martial arts are very real and very powerful. And it's a much smarter way to fight than the external, honestly, it really is. And women can do it, small people, ordinary people, not big muscly athletes. Okay, see ya.